I cannot tell you how many times I've seen a fine man on an app, and I'm like, ooh, I know I would have a lot of fun with this person, but then spirit starts to speak, and I'm like, dang it. Hello, Miss Mariposas. I'm Simone, intuitive inspirer, divine embodiment coach, and your go to girl for glow and guidance. And today we are talking about dating while intuitive because, woo, the downloads do not lie. So let's get into it. By the way, we'll be talking about this while I do my makeup. I'll be putting the makeup details in the description box. So if you want more details on that, look there. Dating as an intuitive or a seer or an oracle is extremely complicated because you feel people before they even say a word. It's like you can read their energy, and sometimes, if not most of the time, it tells you more about them than anything that comes out of their mouth. Because you can often feel people's energy before they say anything, dating apps tend to be a no for me. I've tried them out for a very long time. I've had some fun, but nothing ever worthwhile. And let me tell you why exactly. With dating apps, you read energies before you read profiles. And considering that most people's profiles are extremely curated, you never really get the full scope of who you are dealing with. Most of the time, people are just puppeting and performing availability, when in actuality, they are nowhere near emotionally or spiritually present. And so that deters me from making actual connections that could potentially grow into something deeper and more profound. And because I am such a strong judge of character through my discernment and intuition, it is harder for me to just go along with the get along and have fun with just scrolling just to scroll, because I'm always seeing what's behind the veil, what's beneath the surface. Also, for intuitive people, your spirit doesn't really respond well to scrolling and mindless swiping. It responds to synchronicity and spark. And it is very difficult to feel that via dating apps. So I've gathered that it's best for me to meet people out and about. And if you're not doing any of that, it's way, way, way harder for you to meet people who are aligned with your frequency. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen a fine man on an app, and I'm like, ooh, I know I would have a lot of fun with this person, but then spirit starts to speak, and I'm like, dang it. I can't even be as mindlessly curious as I used to be. And so, unfortunately, I do miss out on that aspect. But because my focus more than anything is divine alignment in every aspect, in every area of my life, including love and relationships, it's an L that I'm willing to take. Another aspect about dating while intuitive is that you will get messages in the middle of dates. Like, spirit will literally speak to you in your ear and give you a message about the person that is sitting across from you at the dinner table. Sometimes I'll hear a very literal message like, he's not ready. Or something that happens extremely often is that I will see the little boy, the inner child in them, like screaming, like the messages from their younger self. A lot of people out here, a lot of men out here want to be loved. They want to be seen. They want to take up space. They want to feel like they matter. And so when you get that message while speaking to them, it can be difficult for you to play dumb when you know exactly what is happening energetically. See, it is extremely complicated. There is so much responsibility that comes with having intuitive gifts to where it's not that simple, you know? And so in that moment, I'll energetically make space for what's coming up, but I will do my best not to let it come out because, a lot of times you don't want to let them see you sweat. You don't want to show them what's up your sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Being an intuitive is a superpower, and you can't always reveal it to everyone, especially those who haven't earned your trust. I remember one time I was on this date. I remember one time I was on this casual coffee date with this guy. He told me that he was a Scorpio. And immediately Spirit said as loud as day, he's manipulative. Granted, I am very well versed in astrology, so I know that sun signs aren't the only element of your birth chart to be paying attention to. Anyway, when you get those messages, they're hard to ignore, right? And so even if you are extremely interested in someone, when you hear those warnings from spirit, it's literally your call. It's your responsibility to either heed the warning or keep going. And FAFO, if you know what I'm saying. And unfortunately, I did FA and I FO'd, and that warning was correct. And so it's moments like that where your intuition literally does serve a purpose outside of just having this knowing, but also to give you a hint, right? So take it from me. If you get those intuitive nudges, follow them, okay? You will not regret it. Your intuition never lies. It never steers you wrong. It may steer you down a road that you don't want to go, but it is the road that is necessary for you to go in order to stay in alignment with your highest good. I'm just saying. Another aspect of dating as an intuitive is that oftentimes you are always the one who gets it. You can hold super deep, nurturing space for the people that you date, but it is very rare to find someone who could hold that same space in return. And it can be burdensome and kind of saddening, to be honest. You can see and feel and read people's wounds and their unhealed stuff. And sometimes it takes you into that mothering or nurturing or healing space. And you often forget that the focus is companionship. It's equality. It's an equal exchange of loving romantic energy. And when you have a heart for serving or healing or assisting others in their healing journeys, it can be difficult not to go into that role, even in the dating space. And then there's the moments where it's like, I don't want to be a reader. I just want to be a partner. And it can be difficult to quiet that instinct, especially when you are doing this work on a daily basis. With me being a reader and a guide on social media and having the skill set to be able to help people. But when it comes to that dynamic of partnership and companionship and romantic love, though you are a safe space for your partner, you are not their therapist. Especially if we're talking about the beginning stages of dating, right? You can see somebody's entire childhood, like all the traumas. You can see what they're wearing. And so it can be difficult not to just jump right into that mode of like, let me help you. Let me help you heal. Let me show you the ways. Especially because on top of me being a intuitive guide, I'm also a projector in human design. And so I see the potential blueprint to help people's lives become easier. And so, man, to wear many hats, whoever my man is going to be so lucky. So lucky. He just has to be able to match my frequency, match my awareness. You know what I'm saying? But I really, not to, pat myself on the back, but I got some good stuff going on over here, okay? I'm a catch. I am truly a catch. And then lastly, being an intuitive and also desiring love and being on the dating scene can be both a blessing and a curse. Your intuition protects you, but oftentimes you end up cutting off people too early out of fear or over discernment, right? One of the biggest lessons or obstacles, so to speak, is learning how to trust your intuitive hits while also giving space for the human experience and for the natural flow of human connection, not getting too eager when your intuition or your discernment points you a certain way. Oh my gosh, the thunder just clapped so loud. That's a confirmation from spirit. That's the important part here. There is still room for you to get to know people in addition to what their energy shows you. So don't block your blessings too quickly, because let me tell you, I've done that many a times. There have been moments where spirit will say something about a person and I'll be like, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work for me. That ain't gonna work for me. And these are opportunities where I could have explored the person more, learn more about who they are, the ways that they show up in life, learning more about their personality, even learning the ways that they have overcome the trauma that you may see on them, on their energy field. And so this is just a word from the wise to those who are opening themselves up to dating and find themselves constantly saying no, when really the joy of being a spirit and having a human experience, the excitement of honoring of divine embodiment is saying yes and seeing where life takes you, because there are always lessons to be learned. Not everything has to be so set in stone. And oftentimes, I will say too, your intuition and your discernment kind of put pressure on you to be perfect or to make the right choice because you have that level of spiritual wisdom. And so you definitely are more inclined to move in that direction. But what happens when you follow that thread too often, you forget that you are still human too, and that there are still mistakes to be made. There are, like I said, lessons to be learned. And so the long and the short of that is trust your intuition, but don't let it fearmonger you. Don't let it stop you from taking risks and getting to know people. Because I have become one of those people, and I am working every single day and working with the divine and working with my highest self and working with myself, Simone, in this moment to move out of that energy and call in more alignment from my ability to trust myself, because I've come a long way. I am no longer the Simone who has made those choices and who has sacrificed herself. Now I use my discernment and a healthy heart chakra to know that I can judge properly and I can trust myself to make good decisions. That's also solar plexus and sacral chakra energy as well, because the sacral rules your boundaries. So there may be a sacral chakra imbalance. If you struggle with boundaries, look into that. We can talk about that a little more deeply, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about that a little more intensely. So, yeah. Anyway. On that note, I want to leave you with 5 tips for navigating dating as an intuitive that'll keep you from losing yourself in the vibes, in the fantasies, and the projections. These are things that I have learned, and I truly hope that they help you hold your glow while you open your heart, because you deserve aligned love, and I truly hope that it finds you exactly at the right moment. So, tip number 1, open your horizons and meet people in real life. When you're an intuitive, it is likely that you're picking up more than just the bio and the pictures, okay? So, go out to in-person events that align with your interests. If you like anime, go to a convention. If you like art, go to a museum. If you like music, go to listening parties. And trust me, you'll be a lot happier and much more in your authentic flow. And you won't be performing, and you'll simply just show up as yourself. Number 2, cleanse before and after dates, okay? Intuition works best when your energy is fresh, clear, and regulated. Before the date, breathe, do a short meditation, and cleanse your mind of any of the "this might be the one" pressure. And then after the date, cleanse again, release their energy, and reclaim yours back. This helps you make decisions from the center of who you are, from your truth, from your authenticity, and not the projections or the fears. Number 3, hype yourself up with affirmations. Before you head out, speak life over yourself. I am radiant. My energy is magnetic. I trust myself to know what is right for me. There are so many ways that you can remix this. Remember, your words are spells, and so you can speak good things over your experience. Affirmations also regulate your energy, and they bring you back into your body before you're out there sharing it with someone else. By the way, I'm trying this Paradise Big Deal mascara from L'Oreal Paris, and look at that. I only put on 1 coat, and y'all already see that definition? Wow. Okay, L'Oreal. Okay. Y'all eating with this one. I like that. That's cute. That's real cute. Y'all did good. Y'all kind of got me with this. Y'all kind of got me with this. I can't even lie. I'm trying to decide which lash to do. Should I keep it cute and simple, or should I give it kind of fluffy? By the way, these lashes are from Shein, and I can't lie. Shein don't play with these lashes. They have great selections. Look at these. Very cute. I found my lash. Okay, we're good, y'all. We're good. Number 4. Take up space in conversation. Women and femmes are often conditioned to sit back and let others lead. But you are a divine being whose voice deserves to be heard. Don't wait to be asked about yourself, and just share who you are. Lead the conversation. Be curious. Ask questions. Be expressive. Show the expansiveness of your being. Take up space with confidence and let your truth be felt with reverence. That right there is an indicator of if that person is in line with you or not. So don't hold back. Don't hide. Show up fully and proudly. And number 5, don't pin all of your energy onto one date, okay? And I know this is easier said than done, because when you're dating intentionally, it's very easy to move into the could this be the one territory? But that pressure distorts your intuition. So let yourself flirt, have fun, be open without overly attaching to the outcome. When you move from presence and not from performance, you call in more of the natural flow of romance and love, not something that is forced or is fabricated out of your expectations. As an intuitive, dating doesn't have to be spiritual warfare every time. It can be sacred and playful and full of self-trust, but that's only if you allow it. For me, I have learned to honor what I know, even if it's lonely and inconvenient, because my energy is sacred, and I'm not about to let just anybody into my space simply because I have a deep desire for companionship. What matters to me more than anything is alignment and ensuring that my intuition is at the forefront of the decisions that I make, not from fear, but from flow. Because don't we want more flow in life anyway? I mean, I know I do. I don't know about y'all, but I know I do. So, if you were like me, an intuitive navigating modern dating, you are not crazy. You are just gifted. You have a superpower. So protect your glow and trust your inner knowing, because your intuition will never steer you wrong. If anything, it'll lead you towards your wildest dreams and so much more. So keep trusting yourself and trusting the process, okay? You got this. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Mwah.